All right, so we are here in geometry. This is our final lesson of the year. We are done with lessons. It doesn't mean you're done learning, because you'll probably still need to relearn things for the final, for the test, but we are done with lessons, which means, let's start this off. So today's date is Friday, May 10th, 2019. There's a little bit of talking going on. Pretty sure it's the gentleman in the back. Please don't be doing that, otherwise it is going to be marbles and HP. And I know that everyone is kind of low lately. Everyone's around 20. Ellery's at 11. You guys are getting low, so be careful. So be careful. All right, so from here, vocabulary. This is a good review. Y-intercept is where the function crosses the quiet raised hand. Quiet raised hand. Where does the function cross? Colby.
Y-axis.
It's the y-axis. Y-intercept, y-axis. Thank you, Colby. Adding in those marbles. All right, what form is it easiest to find? It's easiest to see in what form? It's either standard form. It's easiest in that factored form or vertex form. Where is it easiest to see? India. It is indeed standard form. Standard form was that form that we saw from our warm-up. So if I come back over here, it is pixelated, but that warm-up says, hey, our y-intercept was that 3. So standard form is really easy. Again, I have another form right here. So what is the y-intercept of this standard form equation? Quiet raised hand. What is the y-intercept of this equation that I put on your notes? Only India is raising her hand. I need more hands. What is the y-intercept? Oh yeah, Leo. It is indeed 5. Thank you, Leo. It's that, whatever that number is, that is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is right there. It's that last number. Thank you, Leo. Let me come back over here. Thank you, Leo. I have your card. You have 50 XP and a marble. Your marble jar. You did not. Sorry about that. India, 50 and marble. All right, so a root. Chewy knows what roots are. Through osmosis, he's learning what roots, x-intercepts, and everything is because he is so close to those posters. He knows what a root is. He knows what a solution is. He knows what a zero is. He knows what an x-intercept is. They are all the same thing in different forms, right, Chewy? Yeah, he's a master. He's been looking at that every single day. So, Chewy, this is for you. The root is the what intercept on a graph?
Yeah.
Look at the bottom right. Ah, there it is. The x-intercept on the graph. Thank you, Chewy. I now have your card. Please bring it to me. All right, and how do I find an x-intercept? I have to set y to something. Oh yeah, quiet raised hand.
You set the y to 0.
Oh, good job. Good procedure. Good participation. Thank you, Aurelio.
Can I have...
You're at 50. You're at 50 HP.
No,
You're good.
No.
All right. So the max or the min. So the maximum or minimum. This is kind of new, but I'm talking about the vertex. Is it the x or is it the y coordinate of the vertex? If I'm talking about the maximum. If I'm thinking about height. Height is the x or the y? Ellery? It is the y coordinate. Whenever I say height from here on out, you should be thinking the y coordinate. So if I'm looking for the maximum height or the minimum height, I'm going to be thinking of vertex. So if you ever see max or min, think vertex. More specifically, the y coordinate of that vertex. Thank you, Ellery.
If you give her HP, you got.
Yeah, that would be unfair. If anyone is below 10 HP, I will give them HP, but everyone is above 10. You guys should heal yourselves. All right, so the vertex is easiest to see in what form? We have 3 different forms. Where is it easiest to find the vertex? I'll give you again those forms. You have standard form, you have vertex form, you have factored form. Where is it easiest? Oh yeah, Martine. It is the vertex form. Thank you, Martine. He's our resident expert on vertex form.
Well,
he was being honest. That was not being sarcastic at all, right, Aurelio? Yeah, so that's just being positive. All right, so from there, let's talk about concavity. This is a calculus term. You guys are learning calculus already. If the parabola opens up, if it's a field goal, if it's a smiley face, if the parabola opens up, then the parabola is concave up. Yeah, and if it's the parabola is concave, or if it's opening down, then it's concave. Yeah, so opening up, concave up. If it's opening down, concave down. That gets way more advanced in calculus, but that is our basic. So if it's up, then it's up. If it's down, then it's down. Open down, parabola, concave down. So it's this word concavity. Now you know what it means. Let's just give everyone who's here, sorry Anna, sorry Lorea, everyone that's here, I'm just going to give you all 100. All right, so from here, and we'll just do a fistful. Which function has a greater y-intercept? Oh, y-intercept. We just learned that word again because Mr. Sindel reviewed it with us. There's an f of x function, that's an equation, and then there's a g of x function, which is a shape, a graph. So you need to compare one function, then the other function. What is the y-intercept of each of them? So I know that India has the answer. I'm going to ask right now, what is the y-intercept of both of these? And then we'll do a second volunteer. Which one of those is the greatest?
I got you.
Is there a quiet raised hand, India? Yeah.
For the f(x) function, the y-intercept is 2. And then for the graph, it's going to be 4 on the y-axis.
Yeah. So everyone circle them. All you need to do is circle. It's that easy. The y-intercept, there it is. It crosses the y-axis at 4. India was right. Yeah, for the y-intercept for a function that's in standard form, you just circle that too. And that is how Khan Academy will be giving you those problems. That's how they're going to be on the final. That's how they're going to be on the test. I will try to make it straightforward as possible. You just need to know what you're doing. All right, and then quiet raised hand. What is the answer? Ellery. Yep, so our answer is g of x. G of x because it's looking for the greater y-intercept. The greater, well, 4 is bigger than 2. So that's why g of x is our answer.
Wait, you can just like randomly choose the names that don't mean anything. It's not like g of x is always going to be larger than the sheet.
Just totally random, yep. All right, India, 50, Ellery, 50. Oh, that's the wrong button. Sorry, Ellery, you get a little bit of... I can... Yeah, you guys can choose what Anna and Lorea use for their powers.
Can't you give me some AP?
So Anna is a mage, and then Lorea is a healer.
All my AP having. Can Lorena heal me?
Yeah, I'll do that later, unless someone is about to die. If someone is about to die, I will definitely activate their powers.
This replenishes all my AP. Can I have that?
I didn't even use a single one.
All right, example number 2.
Can't heal myself.
How many roots do the function have in common? Ooh, roots. Chewy defined that for us earlier. We know what roots are, because Chewy's a master in it. Right, Chewy?
Yeah, but too bad I already turned in my cards.
Ah, darn, yeah. All right, so in order to find roots, I need to turn this into factored form. Does anyone know how to factor this thing?
Oh boy.
Is there a quiet raised hand out there that knows how to factor? There's 2 steps whenever you factor. The same 2 steps over and over. To factor, I do this thing. I know I want to call on India and I want to call on Ellery, but they have been participating so much, I don't think the rest of the class knows because the rest of the class is not participating.
That's why you should call it that.
Oh yeah, is that a hand, Jaden?
No.
Oh, darn.
Stop. I don't even know what like the first step to.
Darn, if only there was some other person like Beverly or Caroline or Aurelia or Cheyenne. Oh, Samantha, yeah.
The greatest common factor.
That is step number 1.
The ninja star.
Yeah, so 1 is GCF, and then number 2 is Ninja Star. Thank you, Sam. Sam is in. I think she might have been assisted a little bit. So I'll do 2 marbles, 1 for the assist, 1 for the participation. Thank you both. Yeah, so GCF and Ninja Star. So I need a quiet raised hand. Tell me what the GCF, the greatest common factor of each of these 3 terms. What's the GCF of those 3 terms? Oh yeah, Martine. Say again, louder. Yep, exactly. GCF is 1, which means you don't really need to do anything. Or if you would like, you can write a 1 out here and then write the same thing. But there isn't really... If I guess 1 is technically the GCF, but we don't need to do that step because we can't factor any x or number aside from 1 out. So thank you, Martine, Marble, and XP. Fernando Hood. Thank you. All right, and then Martine, XP. So, I need to do a ninja star. I need a quiet raised hand to help me set up my ninja star. Sam again, yeah.
-3 goes on top,
-3.
and then -2.
Okay.
And then 2x's on the side.
Oh, X and X. Okay, good. Cool, thank you. Sam is now in twice, which means I'm less likely to call on her. But thank you so much for participating multiple times. Someone solve. Ninja star. Ooh, I see a new hand. Yeah, Caroline. -3 and 1. Everyone write it down. That is the solution to our ninja star. Thank you, Caroline. All right, and now I'm going to factor this thing. So when I factor, I'm going to get, I'll do this in green to show that we've moved on to our next step. This is going to say that on the right-hand side now I have x minus 3 and x plus 1. Hopefully you have enough room. If you need to write it somewhere else, that's fine. We have just factored this thing. It doesn't mean that we've found its roots yet. We've only factored it. To find its roots, I need to do what? Ellery.
You're going to set the x's to 0, so you'll have x equals 3 and x plus 4.
Yeah, so setting them both to 0. And she skipped a few steps, and I think we're okay skipping those steps. If anyone is confused by this next step, just let me know. I'm going to add 3 to both sides, so x is going to be equal to 3 from this guy, and I'm going to subtract 1, so x is equal to -1. We've been doing this over and over and over. You did it in Algebra 1, you're doing it in Geometry. Hopefully we can start skipping steps. If that's not okay with anyone, just let me know, either privately after your class or right now, and I will show those steps. There are our roots of f, but we haven't found the roots of g. Can someone help me? What are the roots of g? India again?
It's going to be
3 and -2. Yeah, thank you. Just circle where it crosses that x-axis. Perfect, India. All right, and now I'm coming back to the original question. How many roots do the functions have in common? Which numbers are the same for g and same for f? Does someone have a quiet raised hand to tell me my answer? Yes, Jaden.
What's up? Hey, I just.
Oh, did you have an answer?
No, I was just playing.
Okay. Yeah, Cheyenne. 3. Yeah. This one has a 3. This one has a 3. -1 and -2 aren't the same number, so the answer is just 3. Well, they share 3 in common, right? So 3 is the common root. Do I have enough room over here? Common root. Why is this not zoomed out properly? Fit width. Is the common root. So if there's only one of them, the answer was 1 root in common. Thank you, Cheyenne. Marble for Cheyenne, XP for Cheyenne. And I have your card now. All right. We're basically done. We do example 3 and we're done with the notes. I see some people writing, that's why I'm pausing.
There's example 4.
Oh, is there example 4?
Oh,
Oh, darn. You're right. Sorry. We're halfway done. All right. Which function has a greater minimum?
Wait.
Greater minimum. Oh, darn. What is minimum? Luckily, Mr. Sindel defined that for us up above. Minimum. Which one has a greater minimum? What are we comparing? I need one word that starts with a V. What are we comparing for both of these functions? Colby.
Vertex.
The vertex. And do you happen to know offhand what the vertex is of f?
-3.
So
Wait, no.
the vertex is 2 points, right?
-5, -3.
-5, -3 like that?
Yep.
There's one mistake if you can catch it. I know Aurelia knows it. It's a +5 and a -3. What about over here? What's the vertex over here, Colby?
-2, -4.
Yeah, it's that point, the bottommost point, which is -2, -4. Thank you, Colby. So again, whenever you're talking about minimum, I'm going to write this in red because it's kind of important. vertex. It's really asking about the vertex, and specifically the y-coordinate of that vertex. Don't know what happened there. Oh, it's not liking to write. Huh, whatever. I'm just going to not put parentheses, maybe a dash. Bless you. Thank you, Colby. All right, so can someone answer the question now? Which one has a greater minimum? I'm looking for a certain coordinate on that vertex. Again, it's in our notes. Which one is the greater minimum? The greater minimum. Which one is
Greater.
so? Which one has a bigger height? Which one is taller? Which one is farther up? Between those, I mean, the vertex has an x and a y coordinate, so am I comparing the x or the y? I guess either way is going to be the same answer. Ellery, please tell us the answer and explain it.
F of x has the greater minimum
Okay, you're correct. Why?
because -3 is larger than -4.
And why did you just randomly choose -3? What is that?
The height of the y.
Or the y coordinate, right? Yeah, perfect. Everyone underline these two numbers, -3, -4. We are comparing the y coordinates of the vertex. That is in our notes. When we're looking for a minimum or a maximum, right here, we're looking for the y coordinate of the vertex. Oop, that's not what I want to do. So the y coordinate of the vertex, which one was bigger? -3 is bigger. So our answer is f of x. F of x has the greater minimum. Question? Oh, after this? Okay. All right, on to example 4, our final example. We are 75% the way done. What is the concavity of each function? This was the easiest type of question I can ask you. You're just going to say up or down. So, either one, f of x or g of x. Who wants to do one of them? Yeah, Oscar. You can do either one. You can do g of x. Is that one opening up or down? G of x. Yeah, up, because these arrows at the ends of the function are pointing up. Thank you, Oscar. So up. So everyone put arrows on g of x. It is opening in that direction, so this is a capital up. Not like the movie. Disney would do like some copyright weird thing to me. Thank you, Oscar. And now a harder question. What is the concavity of f of x? Is it up? Is it down? Does anyone know? Cheyenne. It is down. Can you explain why? Are you talking about the -3 or the -7? Okay, yeah, you're correct. So everyone underline this -3. This means it is concave down. You only care about the leading coefficient, that first number. Everything else, I don't care about. Just that first number. If it's negative, down. If it's positive, up. It's that simple. Just look at the first number, positive, up, negative, down. All right, ask me questions.
I never got to go to the bathroom.
That was a statement, not a question.
Why didn't I get to go to the bathroom?
Because you're taking notes.
I said
This is gonna also be in our test.
This will be on the test. It will be on the final.
how many questions is the final?
The final, I just actually did it. So the final will have, this is the practice final. So it's going to be 14 plus, oh, I'll pull out one of these random packets, 14 plus 36 for 50 questions.
How similar is the practice side of the final? Is it like a practice quizzes or
The practice final is harder than the final because the actual final will be multiple choice, whereas the practice final is free response. Aside from the construction questions, the final will be all multiple choice. But for the constructions, you actually need to make that with a compass. Any other questions?
We're going way back.
We're doing everything.
Oh
God.
All right. So we have 5 more minutes left. Go ahead and write your summaries. After you finish your summary, you can show me. That will be your ticket out to do bathroom breaks. Jaden or Aurelia or anyone else that needs to go to the bathroom. Everyone else should be starting on the homework immediately after starting the summary.